trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. If I wake up with a bad attitude, I fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think.
Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I'm Beth, a creator-based coach with CMH Coaching for Life. I'm here today to help you and those you love create a life you feel grounded and at home in. Think of a life where you feel peace, love for those around you, and in a flow with just enough challenge to keep you happy and creating something wonderful. Sounds like magic, but it's not. You can create that life every single day. You can have a life full of love, excitement, hope, and creation. Our mission at CMH Coaching is to flood the earth with light through compassion, mindfulness, and hope. And I'm going to ask a favor of you. If you like what you see and hear today, think of someone you know that would enjoy and benefit from this message. Our mission is to flood the world with compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Share this with them. But for now, this is time just for you. So settle into whatever you're doing and enjoy this time with the girls, where we create that one awesome, amazing, perfect life every one of us is seeking.
What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
Welcome to A Creator-Based Life, the podcast for CMH Coaching for Life. I'm Beth Bitzane-Brooks. I'm here with Jacine Bonnet.
Hey guys.
And we have an update on Jen. She's getting better. It shouldn't be too much longer until we see her again. We talked to her a couple times this week and she is recovering, so we're excited. But we're here today because it's summer self-care. And this is not my favorite mule. The Mule Mind is my favorite, but this is my next favorite because this is Raw Deal self-care. And we came up with Raw Deal self-care a few summers ago now. But I got to tell you, whenever we get to Raw Deal self-care, I'm like, oh, I still got stuff I need to work on, I guess. Because I get positively militant about raw deals. And
yeah, right.
yeah, it just seems so wrong. And so the
Agreed.
story, if you're subscribed to Summer Self-Care, you'll have gotten it on Monday. But the story for this week, for those of you who aren't subscribed, but should be subscribed, go to cmhcoaching.com, subscribe in the pop-up, and you'll be on that list. But the story is, I'm an herbalist as well as a coach. I've been working with herbs for years and years. And a few years ago, I needed a particular combination, and it's an expensive combination. So I've done a lot of different research to find, and I found a gal on Etsy that I was just so impressed with. I was impressed with her background. Her ratings were great. And I ordered 16 ounces of the herbs that I needed because I figured they'll last me forever. 16 ounces. I can pop them in the freezer. They'll stay fresh. It'll work out really well. So I want to show you. This is this year's, I'll put it here, you can see it.
There you
This
go.
year's calendula harvest. This is the first harvest that we did this year. And it's calendula flowers. And this is 16 ounces of calendula flowers. And you can see how big it is. So this is what I was expecting when I ordered 16 ounces of bulk herbs from the gal on Etsy. When I got my order, I was so excited, but I thought, gosh, the box is a little bit small. How'd she put 16 ounces in there? And when my order came, this is the size of what I got.
Yeah, not 16 ounces by weight, right? By
No,
volume
this is
what
not
she
16
did.
ounces by weight. This is 16 ounces by volume. She sent a pint jar of herbs. It didn't weigh 16 ounces. Everything I've always done has been by weight.
By
not
weight.
volume. Yeah. And so we had words, and I did my very best to be nice. And I hope I was, but I wasn't particularly understanding. And
Mm-hmm.
I was, you can tell, I mean, I still just like advertise it accurately. But
Correct.
um, I was adamant, just adamant. And from there came raw deal. I really felt like I got in a raw deal. I got this little
Yeah.
tiny container and it was like $75.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, girl,
Holy
this,
no.
this is $75. This I will
Yes.
see. This will last me over a
A
year.
pound. A pound. It's weight. Yes.
By weight, right? But no, when you looked at the very bottom of her, it says in very fine print, it's 16 ounces by volume, not by weight. But it is
Wow.
smaller font and it is way down in the bottom. And I
Yep.
really just felt like I'd gotten a raw deal. But she pointed out to me when I called her, she's like, this is what it says. So after I stewed on that for a little while, I realized that I had a disruption in what I like to call my EPS. Now, all of us use GPS when we use maps to get different places, right? It's global positioning, shows you where you
Right.
are on the earth, helps you find your car. You drop a pin in the parking lot, you can get back. It's great, global
Mm-hmm.
positioning.
Mm-hmm.
But EPS is expectational positioning system.
Mm.
And
Mm.
my expectational positioning system was much bigger.
Right.
It could be
Mm-hmm.
much, much bigger. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about what my sister says, uh, expectations in her wise way. What's our
Oh.
expectational positioning system doing in the way that we have a raw deal? Because we all know that suffering, as much as we dislike it, is a normal part of being a human being. We
Right.
just all suffer. But like Viktor Frankl says, suffering
Mm.
ceases to be suffering when we understand the meaning behind it. So if we understand the meaning, the EPS setting, our expectations on our expectational positioning system, we can then change and think
Right.
differently and save ourselves from a lot of suffering because it ceases to be
Right.
suffering when we understand it. So, what do you think? Do you have the EPS? Is that something you're familiar with? I mean, I have a seriously militant EPS.
Mine's probably worse than yours.
I find that difficult to believe. I feel like I have
Oh.
a market corner. Tell me.
And maybe it's normal for everyone. Yeah, just when you feel like you have been taken advantage of, that is that's that's those them are fighting words, right?
Them's our fighting words. It's truth.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting my
And
shotgun. We're going hunting. Yeah.
and it's mine is so bad that my husband will walk away. He's like, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know her. I
That's like,
don't
who
want to
is
be
this
any
girl?
part. Yeah. Yeah. Um and for balancing that out, I think I am also very vigilant when I was in the clinics to take care of my patients because if an insurance company said, "Hey, we're going to pay for the physical therapy, we'll pay for the adjustments, and yeah, we're going to cover that the ultrasound also,
Mhm.
we're going to cover it all."
Right.
And if they didn't do it, that to me, like to me, it's dishonest. It's
And a
right,
lack of integrity, and integrity is a
lack of
big thing with
integrity.
me. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and that those are some of my prime. That's who I am, right? That's just who I am. And so because I expect others to treat me that way, that is something I am very careful to treat others in that way. And
Mm.
if I accidentally do something or say something and someone else like feels like I've taken advantage of them,
Mhm.
that is those are my core values. So um I'm super, super careful and attentive. not
Yeah,
to do that to others. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. Well, and we
Mhm.
feel like we got a raw deal, and we don't ever
Right.
want to do a raw deal for anybody else.
Right.
We did the What's Your Word workshop last fall,
Hmm.
and my word for
Hmm.
the year came out to be waymaker. And
Yes.
I have loved that word. It was really fun. And then shortly thereafter, somewhere around that time, I found Ann Voskamp's book, Waymaker. And I've been
Mhm.
really enjoying it. She's wonderful. However, I enjoyed it for like the first 3 months and then I lost it somewhere. Came across it again this
Yeah.
morning, which is just perfect. But I just wanted to share from Ann's book on Waymaker. Hold on, I'll find my page. Um, the idea about where are you? Okay, so this may seem a little bit off base, a little bit weird, but it does tie back in to
Mhm.
the idea of our expectational positioning. When I was having the meltdown, the militant meltdown, we'll call it, about a little tiny container
Yes.
of herbs,
Yes.
um, my expectational positioning system was out of balance, right? My
Mhm.
expectations were, I mean, they weren't unreasonable, but they were based only in me. Her expectation that I would be happy, and it was a great blend of herbs. It was really high quality. It was great. But her expectation was she put it in her ad. It was 16 ounces. She delivered exactly, and she was very kind about it. But we had these mixed up expectations, between the two
Right.
of us.
Right.
And so there is this Hebrew word. It's ayeka. It's Ayekah.
Eka.
Ayekah, Ayeka. And it means, where are you? Whole sentence, one word.
Mm.
Where are you?
Mm.
Um, it's first recorded in the Bible where Adam and Eve have partaken of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And God comes back into the garden. He's like, Adam, where are you? He says, Ayeka. It's from the Hebrew Bible. But the
Mhm.
idea of Ayeka has a lot of impact for me when I look at the militant emotion that was there in
Mm.
I got a raw deal. Where was I? So
Mhm.
the first thing that I want to look at, where are you? Where was I? Well, I was insulted. I was judging. I felt betrayed. But I
Mhm.
was just saying, y'all, all centered right here. I was
Yes.
all about me and
Yes.
about my raw deal and about my feelings. And it was all about me.
Mhm.
Where are you? So for me, moving forward, when I felt like I was getting a raw deal, that word, ayeka, comes to me as, where are you, Beth?
Mhm.
Where are you? Are you creator focused? Are you centered on yourself? Are you centered on this other human being that you have a misunderstanding with? Where are you?
Mm. Right.
The flip side of Ayeka is, let me find it because I wrote it down. Himeni, 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 which is, as you would guess, I'm here,
Mhm.
right here. And so that was Adam's response to the Lord in the garden. Ayeka, and then Himeni, I'm here. But think about what that would feel like for you. And I've had this experience, I know you have in the past, when you come back to yourself. I'm here. So, what kind of things help you come back to yourself? My first thing is give me a deep breath.
Breathing. Yes.
Yes, give me
100%
a deep
breathing.
breath.
Hmm.
This morning, I was struggling with something and I took a deep breath and realized, wow, my neck was really, really stiff. And I'm like, I really am carrying something here.
Hmm.
And so I took what we call the salamander breath, where I put my hands behind my head and then I allowed my eyes to go all the way to one side.
I
So I
forgot about that
was
one.
way over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should try it. The salamander breath's really good. It's hard for me not to let my head turn. So your
Yeah.
chin stays forward, but your eyes go way over to the side. And I tell you, the first thing that happens for me is I want to yawn or sigh. And because I'm talking, I'm not going to let myself yawn. But when you get that yawn or sigh, that is your nervous system saying, oh, thank you, we're safe.
Oh.
And then you do it to the other side, the same thing. And I
Mm.
get a yawn on both sides. Well, what's really fun is when before I did it, my neck would only turn like this far. It was just this,
Oh.
just it was really
Oh
simple.
yeah, look at that.
It's
That's
funny.
interesting.
But once
Right.
I
Yeah.
did that salamander move, um, it goes, yeah, it just goes way around it. And it's easy, which
Nice.
tells me my body feels safe,
Mm.
which is here I am. I'm back in me. I'm
I'm
not
back
out
in me.
somewhere else,
Being
militantly
being the
marching
crazy
about my
woman.
raw deal. Yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
When you've had a raw deal or when you want to come back to yourself, I know the breath works. Is there anything else that you do?
I really, really do have to start with that breath. That I don't know if it was as you were talking, I was thinking, is there any other way that I start? And it is that deep breath because I have to come back into thinking mode. And that breath allows the oxygen to come up into your head. It's real. You have to do that. So when I start to do that, then it just depending on the situation, I can say, okay, I'm going to give this person permission to be human if they're being,
Permission to be human. Yeah.
yeah, if if I'm feeling attacked or whatever, um,
Yeah.
permission to be human, and um, and that helps calm my nervous system as well because I'm choosing to give them grace, and in effect, it gives me grace, right? It just
Yes.
as I extend grace, I'm receiving grace, which I think is so amazing and powerful
It is such
that, yeah, yeah, that we can give and receive all at the same time. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's not a human kind of a thing. You know, it
No,
is definitely a spiritual happening when we give, we receive. Because as
right,
human beings, we pour out of a pitcher and it's gone.
right.
But in the spiritual realm, we pour out of the pitcher and it comes back. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes. And we
yes.
actually receive more by pouring out,
Hmm. Hmm.
which within reason, y'all. You can't pour out and pour out and pour out. You got to have balance. But
Right, right.
yeah, really, really cool. And
Yeah.
there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. I just love the EPS. Here I, oh, this is fun. In your GPS system, do you remember when GPS first came out? And we actually had friends come in to visit our house one day who had one of those early GPS systems. And we live out in the country. I mean, literally
Hmm.
country. And so they trusted it and they just followed it to the T and they ended out in the middle of an empty farm field
Oh,
about
we've
three
done this
miles,
before.
yeah, 3 miles down the road.
I
But it,
remember
it
hearing
used to say, yeah, you'd miss a turn and it used to say rerouting, reroute,
reroute.
reroute. Yeah. Yeah. And I love that. But you think about that's when you take your breath, that's what you're doing.
We're rerouting those
You're
neural pathways in
rerouting.
our brain. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And so our expectational positioning system has an opportunity to reroute as we connect with our creator. For me, that's usually the first thing I'll do is I'll connect. But if I don't feel like I've got a good connection with my creator, I'll take a breath. And sometimes if I don't get it by my second or third deep breath, I'll use something called a physiological sigh, which is
Mm,
actually a double breath because the
yes.
when you it's like two breaths and then a really long blowing out. And that physiological sigh uses your diaphragm. They're right at the bottom of your rib cage. And the
Hmm.
diaphragm actually massages the vagus nerve up and down. So it's like you're stroking your vagus nerve when you're like, oh, they're there. It's okay.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think of those children, the children, like my children, when they're crying,
yes,
right?
and that is
Yes,
programmed. I mean, that's part of our body.
yes,
We do that.
right?
Yeah, and that massages and helps us calm down.
That's
Yeah.
really interesting.
But it's a way
Yeah.
to use that programmed or that instinctual, to your benefit whenever you need it to do that. And you don't have to do it as hard as when you cry. You can go quickly with it, or I love to just do slow. I'll just breathe halfway up and stop, and then breathe the rest of the way up, and then long, slow breath through pursed lips.
Mhm.
And that is a physiological sigh. It just lets everything sigh out. So sometimes if a single breath won't do it, and I'm still struggling, I'll sit and I'll do 3 of the physiological sigh breaths. And by the end of that, I can feel my feet again. It's one of my big things is I really want to be able to connect my feet to the earth. If I can't
Mhm.
find my feet, I know I'm way too much up in my head, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That gets,
other, yeah, and that's super powerful is to find your feet whenever we're in in a state. I'm just going to see
we are in a
in a
state.
state. I am just in a state. I could be in a state of panic. I could be in a state of anger. I could be in a state of, yeah, just in a state.
Just
So
in a
when you're
state. It is
in
not
a
peace and
state,
calm. Just in a,
right?
yeah, an oppositional
So,
state.
right, take a deep breath. Where are my feet?
Yeah, I
Find
have to
find your
find
feet.
my
What
feet.
and if you've got too much here in that state, then I love that taking the sigh breath. And
Yeah,
what did you
that
call the
physiological sigh that lets
physiological
you,
sigh?
yeah,
Yeah. And
find
then find
feet.
your feet. Yeah. What do I feel? What are my toes doing? What can I wiggle them? Because oftentimes everything is so tense that you can't even wiggle your toes.
Yeah.
So when we can start using our bodies are so amazing. When we can start using our bodies, okay, here's my big toe. I'm going to see if I can. And then when you can wiggle them all separately, you
Mhm.
know that you have that calm
You're
and
back.
you're back. I'm
Yeah,
back.
you're
Yeah.
back. Your body. That's one of the things I love about doing Tai Chi. I have a Tai Chi practice I do every day. And you guys know I teach twice a week, and it's a free class till the end of the year. So if you want to do that, come to the website and sign up. But everybody that's come, it's the same thing. I'm so much more in tune with my body. I
Yeah.
can find my feet so much more quickly. That vagus nerve massage happens automatically when you're practicing Tai Chi. So when you finish the session, you're just kind of like you had Xanax, like feels really good. And so it's getting to know your body, regularly finding your feet, or regularly feeling what's between your hands, regularly stopping to listen. I know there's a practice that I've used, finding 5 good things. And
Mhm.
you look around the room, which again brings you back to your space to
Mhm.
find 5 good things. Like I
Mhm.
love the color yellow on my walls. And
Mhm.
there's the rock that Jen gave me. And by the time you get to 5, you're like, oh, what was I worried about?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
another way to kind of step out of that raw deal state. The connection to your creator. But this
Mm.
is something I missed Jen on because I really wanted her to talk about this today. Curiosity, right?
She's the master at curiosity. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And guys, I I forget all the time. Like all of these things, I practiced all of these things before, but
Yep.
I forget because I get busy with life. And that's why reviewing these like we do is so important because it brings us back. Like I'm going
Yeah.
to start doing my side breath. I'm going to start doing the curiosity, like, oh, wow. So, yeah, how could you get curious about
Right. Well, and you think
about
about
your
it.
pint jar?
I learned to
Yeah.
read when I was 6. No, I was 5. I learned to read when I was 5 in first grade, and it is indelibly in my brain. Mrs.
Mhm.
Steinhauer and my
I
Dickens
love that.
reader. Yeah, I mean, I remember it. So it was Mrs. Mayer.
Mhm.
Sorry, Mrs. Steinhauer was my kindergarten teacher. But Mrs. Mayer and my Dick and Jane reader, which was so dumb because it was all sight words. And even as a 5-year-old, I thought this. You want me to memorize this? Can't you just tell me how to figure out the sounds so I can read anything?
Mhm.
But
Right.
I learned when I was 5, and Did I never practice it again?
You practice it every day, right?
It
Yes.
every day. And I
Yeah.
was much better at it in second grade when I was 6 than I was when I was 5. But I
Yeah.
wasn't nearly as good as it was when I was 12. But then puberty hit and I didn't practice at all. I just kind of was crazy, for 5 or 6 years. And then I went into my 20s and started to practice again. But when we practice every day, it becomes part of us,
Yes.
whether it's a physiological sigh or it's the salamander move or it's finding your feet or it's
Mhm.
connecting with your creator. Pretty soon you just don't even think about it. And so
Mhm.
there is never a reason to feel bad about it. I did not beat myself up when I was 6 because I couldn't read the encyclopedia yet. Just didn't. Nor should we, right? We've got
Right.
years and years of learning ahead of us, and it's just a wonderful opportunity.
It's a
So I really
process.
need to practice
Yeah.
my curiosity, because
Yeah.
Jen is such a
Me
master.
too.
She's been practicing for years, just stepping back and going, huh, well, look at that. I wonder.
I wonder. Yeah.
Yeah, I
What
wonder.
if? Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if I thought this way instead of this way?
Yeah.
And what if, right?
What
So
if?
it's so interesting. I don't know. I feel like I need to share this experience. My husband had his back was really bothering him yesterday morning. And so we have a tool that I can use on his low back. And then I put some cream on there to help it. Had a little CBD oil in it just to help
Yeah, to help
release.
with the inflammation and the
And
pain.
yeah, and so he was laying on his stomach, and had the cap, and I had put it on the mattress. And when he moved his hand,
Uh-huh.
it went flying, right, and rolled. And so after I was done, I was looking all around, couldn't find it. So I looked under the bed, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's interesting. It's like not even close to this side of the bed. So I went over,
Wow.
crawled over to the other side of the bed, got under it, and I could see. And he's like, what's going on? And I told him, I said, oh, that cap that you knocked off is literally dead center of the bed. And he's
Oh
like,
man.
so here was his initial thought process. He said, oh my gosh, I hate it when stuff like that happens, because I'm always
Yes,
like, well,
impossible to
do?
get.
What did I do wrong to deserve this? Interest, right?
Ooh,
He said those
what
words.
did you do
What did
wrong
I
to
do
deserve
wrong
this?
to deserve this? And I was like, oh, mine was, oh, I'm gonna have to get use some ingenuity to try and get this out. Like two
Right. There was no
total,
judgment, two completely different
no.
thoughts on the same situation.
Yeah,
You've been
yeah,
practicing
right, right.
to be
And I
curious.
just, right, to be curious. Okay, well, how can I do this instead of taking
What did I do to
offense?
deserve
Like, what
this?
did I do to deserve this?
Yeah.
I'm like, really? This
Yeah.
happened to you? I, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Something that
we
happens.
can, same situation, just different thoughts.
Yes.
And number one is recognizing, what are my thoughts on this situation? And I'm going to practice next time I feel like somebody did me wrong. I'm going
Yes.
to practice getting curious and saying, wait a second, how else can I think about this?
What other
Right?
possibilities could
What
there
other
be?
possibilities could there be? Yeah.
Yes. So we connect with our creator, we get curious, explore those other possibilities. And you know where that brings us? Which I just love this CMH, compassion. It brings us right to compassion. And this took a long time to get compassion, but I'm better at it than last year or the year before or the year before that because I've been practicing. And I
Yes.
hope that one year when we talk about Radial self-care, I will not feel militant because it's still in there. Just so
I think
interesting.
it's so human. It's so human, right? I see it with my grandchildren. You know, if they feel like they got the raw deal on something,
They got a
got,
bigger piece than I got.
yes, the bigger, look at that coffee cake dad made. And
No,
yeah, why did Gemma get more than I got?
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that same thing. And that
Yeah.
compassion lets us be compassionate for somebody else. But like you said, when you give grace to someone else, you're receiving grace. And
Yeah.
so the more compassionate as your curiosity takes you there, the more compassionate you can be towards others, you will find the more compassionate you will be with yourself, where you'll be able
Mm.
to give yourself that love that you crave, that you really want. Yeah, and you
Right.
won't even think about it because it just changes the way you're thinking. One of my favorite things that I learned early in my coaching was when somebody is judging you or someone is just really up and down, giving you a hard time about something,
Hmm.
to shift to gratitude and say, thank you for showing me
Yeah.
what's inside of you.
Hmm.
Because what
Yes.
comes out of us to somebody else is what's inside of us towards ourselves. And so you
Mhm.
really are receiving a lot of grace by doing that. So that's my thing, my expectational positioning system. I think I'd kind of like to see if I could
Yeah.
take it offline and instead of expectation, just have it be a compassionate or a curious positioning system so that we can go and be present with what is. Yeah.
Instead of a EPS, a CPS.
A CPS, but then that's Child Protection Services, and that's
Oh,
a
that's
husband for
true.
me. That's
We don't
I
we
don't know
don't
what
want
it
that.
could be. If y'all know what it could be, send us something because expectations really aren't super helpful. When we've got a want or a
Yeah.
goal, something that we'd love to see happen, that's one thing. But when we're truly expecting, we can get ourselves in a lot of trouble. And so
True.
we need to understand the purpose behind that. Hence Sue's expectations. Because I, as a little sister, was learning from her that expectations were what got her in trouble every single time. That if she was more aligned with her creator's will, what does God want from me? Then she didn't
Mhm.
have the personal expectations and she didn't have the drama. And life was much better. She could just be curious.
Ah. Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's going on with book club? I know we're heading towards the end of the summer. Is it
Yeah,
still
we're
pretty
just
quiet out
on.
there?
Yeah, pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just continuing on that when I talked about the book from Lisa Wingate. It's a series, which I
Uh-huh.
love because I love the stories of the characters. And so there's three characters that they talk about, and they're friends and sisters. So
Uh,
twins, Lindsay and Laura, and then I think it's Chloe. And so
mhm.
she's got three books on Chloe, one
Oh,
on Laura,
nice.
one on Lindsay, and how they all end up in Texas. So yeah, it's fun. It's been fun.
That's a good series. Um,
Yeah.
Allison Cook, the gal who does
Mm.
Boundaries
Yes,
for
I love
Yourself,
her. Hmm.
has a new book coming out in September. I was trying to find it while you were talking. I believe it's
Mm.
called Supported.
Yes, I
Uh,
believe it is too.
have you
I have
seen
her
it? I think it
email.
comes out around the 19th of September. If you're
Yeah.
looking for suggestions for book club,
Yes.
looks like it's just going to be wonderful how supporting yourself in God and in your creator can help you feel supported everywhere. Reminds me of abiding
So
in the
true.
vine, you know,
Yes.
abide in me and I'll abide with you. So just a thought.
Mm.
I'm gonna pre-register so it'll come right to my house on opening day because I really want to read it. I love reading her stuff. It's
I do too.
straightforward and it's clear and it's compassionate. It's just everything that makes a book really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so thank you for joining us and thank everybody for joining us for A Creator-Based Life. We hope that you will have a great, curious, and compassionate week and that your EPS will lead you right. If it doesn't,
Yes.
practice your tools because the more you practice, the better you are. And that's actually one way to think about it is, and if you can do it, it's really fun. Oh, good. My EPS has led me wrong. I get to practice. And then
Here
it
we
changed
go.
everything. I get to practice.
Yes.
All those tools I've said I wanted to practice. I get to do that.
And guaranteed, since you're listening to this, you're going to have that opportunity.
Oh
So
yeah. So
make a plan right now. What do you want to do? Do you want to find your feet? Do you want to do the size? Practice. Do those things right now and make a decision before it happens, because it's going to happen.
yeah, it always will. We're human beings and we get to practice on one another. So let's do it in the nicest way possible. And extend grace when we don't, right? Yes. All right. Well, y'all have a great week. We'll be back next week with another Summer Self-Care podcast. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think.
Hey, thanks for joining us today in A Creator-Based Life. I hope you felt that compassion, mindfulness, and hope you came seeking today. You can find more of it at cmhcoaching.com or on Linktree/CMHcoaching. Of course, any social media outlet, we're there too. Because you felt the benefit and light in this message, please invite those you care deeply about to join us. Help us to create a ripple effect across the globe of compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Then we can create a creator-based life together. Have a great week, y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
Dude, I just fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything, with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think.